How's it going, guys? Rev here from Rev's Fitness. I'm here with Mr. Chris Wong.
Hey guys, how you going?
At Ascension Performance Lab with this tiny microphone. Okay, so this is our interview.
Maybe you're just a giant.
Well, yes, Chris and I are that big that this is actually a studio quality microphone. It's actually usually about 40 foot tall, but we're 120 foot tall. Okay.
Well, I'm probably 110 foot tall. You're 120. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Chris, no one knows who Chris is. Obviously, in my circles, social circles over in Perth. Wow, that was insulting. Sorry.
No, that's all right. No one knows who I am.
Chris is actually one of my coaches tutors back in 2000 and I don't know.
Something ancient history.
Something like that. Was one of my PT, personal training coaches at the Institute of Fitness way back in the day. Chris was also the massage tutor. So all of you guys who have heard my story before, I'm like, I went on and did the massage course. Chris is pretty much the reason why I went on and did that sort of stuff. So good to see you again, bro.
Good to see you, mate. It's been too long.
I know, right? So Nicole and I are just over here training, getting some strength work done and whatnot over here for the Commonwealth Games, and we've stopped into Ascension Performance Lab in, we're in Milton, hey?
Yeah, Milton, Brisbane.
Yeah. So if you're in the area and you want a very, very, very well-equipped gym, this is where you got to go.
We're all right.
Very, very good. Chris is going to show me this little curved bar over here. Explain me this, because I've never used this before. Everyone's going to buzz out about this back home, by the way. Yeah. This curved bar, compared to a straight bar, I have no idea what it does. Chris is going to go on and explain it for us.
Well, basically what we want, you want to have as many tools as you can when you train. So if you think about like a car, how are you going to maintain a car with just a screwdriver? So
not very well.
You need one, but you need different tools to tune up your body, and the body's way more complex than a car.
I agree.
So that's why we have all these different types of tools. So the bow bar is one of those tools that we can use. So the straight bar, very, very good. It's the industry standard. Definitely have one. But with the bow bar, what that allows you to do is a couple of things. So first off, if your shoulders are hurt, this is a slightly lower anchorage point or a slightly lower grip point for your hands. So it's actually more comfortable to hold on to with having the bow there. So in one sense, it can make it easier on your shoulders. And then if we actually look at how the bar is shaped, it loads up slightly differently on the center of gravity. So what will happen is, instead of staying static like a straight bar would, it would actually swing back a little bit, maybe even swing forward a little bit depending on your grip. So it's going to shift the weight across your back differently, which will recruit the muscles in a slightly different way. Not the different muscles, but a slightly different way of recruiting the muscles across your back. And then at the same time, this is unstable, so you get some instability training as well. So stability training, train your stabilizers, train your big muscles, still load it up with a bucket load of weight as well. Yeah.
Should we show them? Actually,
Jump
I'll tell you what,
give it a go.
Here, have a microphone.
I will.
And we'll show the difference between, say, me doing a straight bar compared to doing the bow bar.
Doing bow bar.
Keep going to call it a curve bar.
Curve bar, bow bar, it's all the same.
So rookie. Right.
All right, so we got Rev here. So if you have a look, the center of gravity basically lines up with Rev's ankles here. So when he squats, the weight's going to stay relatively static. Yeah. So still the king of squats. The straight bar is still the best, but like I said, you need more tools than just a spanner.
I feel like I need a spanner right now.
Yeah. All right, then Rev will load up on the bow bar, and you'll see that there's a few different things that are going to happen here. So you can see that when Rev squats and when Rev sets up, his hands are slightly lower than what they were on the straight bar, so making it a bit more comfortable in the shoulders. So we can actually squeeze back, get a little bit more upper body stability through here. The other thing is you can actually see the bar starting to swing forward a little bit for him. So it's going to change his center of gravity slightly with the bow bar. It also depends on what type of squat you use. So he's using a high bar squat. You can change it with a low bar as well.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That in a low bar would be difficult.
Yeah, it'd be difficult. But at the same time, because it's a bow bar, it's going to feel a lot more comfortable to hold on to compared to a straight bar too.
Yeah.
I'll give you back your giant microphone.
Thank you. That feels amazing. For anyone who hasn't tried a bow bar before, wherever the hell in Perth has them, I have no idea, so this is useless information, but whatever. This bow bar feels amazing across your back. Just for, like, I suppose the comfortability across your traps,
Yeah.
and your upper back as well. Feels absolutely amazing. What other styles of training do you do in here? Like, you do the ollie lifting and stuff in here. I've seen you do it before.
Yeah, do the Olympic lifting, like I said. Yeah, let's have a look
Let's do
around.
a tour. It's actually, just get another big shot of that logo.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. If you want the inspiration of that logo, just think Captain America and Iron Man.
Oh, it's fantastic. Read it. I see it.
You can see it?
I see it. I know this. Wow. I like to see it more. This is my favourite gym in all of Queensland now, just for that reason.
That's the inspiration. It looks really sciencey, but really it's a nerdy thing.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's powered by an arc reactor.
Yeah. So basically, if you just have a look around, we got standard tools, but then a lot of like slight variations on the standard tools. So if you see, we've got chains, we've got bands, we've got a cambered bar, we've got Swiss bar, football bar, fat bar, trap bars.
I did see that wonderful little apparatus there, the front squat. See that?
Zercher carries.
Zercher carries.
Harness, yeah.
Let's get that one.
Yeah, so basically, we're just building on the same concept with the bow bar. We want to change how you brace and how you hold on to weight so you can recruit slightly differently. So if you think back to when you first started training, everything felt new, everything felt weird, and then your strength curve or your strength gains go up quite fast. We're trying to hold on to that feeling for as long as you can, even if you're advanced. So we add the variation. So if you're very good at straight bar, you throw some bands on it, you become a beginner again, and then you have to concentrate, you have to focus. You can't just grind the weight, you have to focus.
What's the benefit of being a beginner again?
Your strength curve. So basically, well, what I mean by that is you can take a little bit of that feeling when you're a beginner and quickly get some gains from there. So it's called the law of adaptation or law of accommodation. So if you know, you train the same thing, you plateau, and then you push through it. Sometimes you can get more strength. Most of the times you just go back down to a plateau, or you actually lose gains.
We get upset. We get upset.
We become sad. So that's what we're trying to do, is we add variety in, and then we can train the weak points. So for example, if you're unstable, and you're an advanced trainer or intermediate trainer, we can train stability without having to stand on like a wobble board or anything. We can just put some kettlebells with the regular weight that you normally train. You get perturbation or the shaking training. So you have to brace, you have to focus, concentrate, and then your body will accommodate to that stimulus there. Make
that
you
makes
stronger.
sense.
So when you go back to the straight bar, it feels better. It feels stronger because you have extra stability. In a nutshell.
Here's a really broad question. I'm all about broad questions because I like creating conversation. If someone was training for strength, only had a barbell, was only doing squats, what would be the first thing you'd program to them to get stronger from using a straight bar from any one of these pieces of equipment?
So let's assume that they already have good technique. They got quite good fundamentals of fitness. So they've got a good base to work with. Then it's just a matter of making slight variations with the tools you already have. So if you've only got a straight bar, you've got the spanner, you've got the king of tools. So it's one of the most important things you can use. So it'd be a matter of, if you like to narrow grip your barbell, why don't you try grip it wide? See how you can recruit your lats differently. So you'll find, like, if you like a narrow grip, you can brace in really tight. Then you go wide and you're like, oh, my shoulders feel like junk. You'd obviously have to lower the weight slightly, but widen your grip, brace in, see how you go from that, see how your back feels in the next couple of days. But at the same time, be smart about it. Don't let your ego take over. And
that makes sense. Wow, that's mind-blowing. Like, as simple as that sounds, seriously, mind-blowing. I'm probably just going to spend the rest of today just like light squats with long hand position.
If you like high bar squats, try low bar for a little bit. See how that feels. If you've never front squatted, try front squat.
Would you say around the same sort of, programming to break out of a plateau or break out of a funk, whatever you want to call it, for someone trying to hypertrophy their legs?
Same thing. Add some variety in there. So one thing that I use a lot to break out of plateaus is speed training from there. So speed training doesn't make you stronger, but sometimes it can give you enough recovery time to come back stronger. So what you do is you lighten the weight, pump out the reps as fast as you can. So work with the phosphate energy system, sub 10-second sets, and then
sub 10-second sets.
So let's say
that makes me sad.
So let's say you're programming 5x5, very, very common. Instead of doing a set of 5 over like 30 or 40 seconds as you normally would, try and get 5 reps in 5 seconds. Obviously you have to adjust the weight to the appropriate weight, but that could be a plateau buster there.
100%. This just makes this is like, I feel like this is common sense. But yeah, well, I guess we'll get into a bit of training, yeah? And I'm going to get Chris to critique and basically pull apart all of my really shit technique. We'll find out.
They're going to be tired from that. So
Yeah.
you might need a different stimulus from there. Maybe you can do it as recovery work. You use a band instead and do the same thing. So.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. It looks so good.
Whoa! Whoa!
Geez, much better than mine.
Rotate out, right out, and pitch back. Yeah. There we go. There we go. That's going to be
No one. Feels like a dirty
I felt
grind.
my soul leaving my ass.
So you see, like, you find the weak angle, and then you leave your ego at home. And you could train this with an empty bar. Not for long, but you can train this 2 or 3
Nah.
times. Then you adapt to it.
So you want to know how I feel it? Have a guess. You have 3 guesses.
Green?
No. Yes, but not entirely.
Tibia?
Yes.
Yeah, I felt it there too. So tight.
Oh.
So people with like ankle mobility issues, this is, you have to load it properly.
Yeah.
I'll be silly with this, but
Yeah.
we have a thing there. At full stretch is roughly 10 kilos of tension on there. So this is pretty much full stretch there.
Yeah.
Still a little bit of declines to it, so you basically just average it up for an extra 10 kilos.
Yep. Awesome. Okay, Chris, how is this going to benefit me?
So it's going to change the way you accelerate through the actual squat. So it's called accommodating resistance. So when you actually reach the bottom, the weight's going to be 60 kilos. It's going to be light. Then as you come up throughout the lift, it's going to grab tension of the band and become heavier towards lockout.
Yep.
So if you have a sticking point, for example, around the midway through the squat, so you've got a point where you actually get stuck around there. Put the appropriate amount of weight on, so lighter, keep it lighter. You learn to accelerate completely through the lift, so you don't have any slow points to it. So it's actually a really good way to bust through any sticking points.
Oh, we don't like sticking points. We want opposite. We want unsticky
No,
points.
we don't want those.
And that is why Chris was my tutor.
Did your body just love that?
My body loved that, yes. In a few different ways. I'll tell you what though, it was different going down faster than control.
Adds an overspeed as
Yeah.
faster than gravity. Then snap back.
I have to do so much more balancing on the way down.
Big toe down, so that takes away all the stability. So you're trying to push outwards, like rotate. Just going to rotate like that. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to just feel all of that posterior chain load up. So ideally you wouldn't notice this. You might not even use a barbell, you might even use kettlebells.
So you know a guy that owns these shoes lifts. That's why I don't own these shoes. These are Chris's shoes.
I think it's been a while since you've done these.
So stable. Yeah. They just are literally going nowhere. Chris and I were just speaking about, and I wanted to make a short video on just now, is, for me, what I feel my purpose is to, leave the world in a better place. So when my days are done, I can look back and go, I've helped this many people, and hopefully they'll go on and use what I've taught them to help other people, obviously, and you get a bit of a positive domino effect on with that. What's your sort of, I guess, without being too, spiritual and whatnot, what's your sort of purpose that you have? Because obviously you have a purpose because you have an epic gym like this, you've got an epic following, and your knowledge of everything's pretty well next level. So what's your sort of purpose? What's your sort of drive, I guess?
So the whole point of this is like, I want to just upgrade people, upgrade them. So obviously I'm upgrading through strength. So that's the mission.
Yep.
Upgrade humanity through strength training. So for me, I got to look to who are the best strength trainers in the world, who are the best strength coaches in the world, like Louis Simmons, Matt Wenning. They're my heroes. They're my inspirations, and they're my mentors. So I look to their methods, and I learn from them, and then I adapt the method for here. So when I say adapt, I'm not changing the core science of anything. I'm just making sure that I can explain it in a way that the target audience understands.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing I reckon in general, is just being able to relay information that we've learned to simple terms, so people can understand it, obviously believe in it, and then make progress where they want to see progress.
Yeah. So I like if I'm training a group of mums, for example, I'm still going to train them with like all the athletic principles, using force velocity curve, using speed, and using all those scientific things. But they don't want to hear move at 0.8 meters a second per rep. Or average speed. They don't want to hear that. They just say, move faster. Come on, you can do it.
Move faster. No, that's good, bro. Yeah, we'll finish up here for today. Thank you very much for having us, bro. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And I'll see you all soon.